Hi, thanks for stopping by to watch me, Leah, cook kosher. And today I'm going to show you how to make the 7-layer cake. And for all of you out there going, it's about time, it is time. All right, I know I've had the poll up on my website for forever, and everybody keeps saying that what they want to see is the 7-layer cake. So, ta-da, here we are. The 7-layer cake requires 7 layers. Although I have to say, way back in the beginning, you know, this is a big New York thing. I didn't know anything from a 7-layer cake. And Rookie Farkash, she asked me, can you make me a 7-layer cake? I said, sure. It came out 6 layers, but you know what? It tasted just the same. So we're going to go for 7 layers today. Hopefully our batter matches. Otherwise, we're just going to do what we have. To make the 7 layers, we're actually going to use 7 pieces of parchment paper. So I take a sheet of my parchment paper, flip it over so the curl rolls down. I'm going to take my Sharpie and outline my cake. So got to do that 7 times. All my egg whites are in this bowl. I have the whisk attachment, and I am going to start it on a slow speed. What I'm going to do is soft peaks. I'm going to get it going foamy, start adding the sugar, and we'll stop it when it's just soft peaks because we don't want a real stiff, hard batter. I'm going to add the sugar. Just a little at a time. Want to make sure all those granules dissolve. I forgot to tell you, this recipe and all my other recipes, you can find them at leahcookskosher.com. So you don't really have to keep up with me about every ingredient. Just check out the website. Go ahead and scrape the sugar that's sprayed onto the sides down, and then beat it until I have soft peaks. I'm looking for that perfect balance where the peak folds over near the top, and I don't want it too hard, but I don't want it too limp. So I'm going to give it just a quick little blast. And that looks great. I'm actually going to need this bowl, so I am going to scrape out these egg whites, and you'll see what I mean. You know, the soft peaks, they fold over at the tips. What I'm showing is that tip that falls over. See that? That's a soft peak. This has a soft peak, but it's firm enough to support all the flour that we're going to be adding to it. So, because I need this bowl, I'm going to push these egg whites so you can see the soft peak. It folds back over on itself. Now, some recipes might tell you to do this after you've done the other part, but I can add egg yolks to the egg white mixture. I can't do the reverse. The egg whites won't whip up. So I just like to make them, set them aside. Now we're using the egg yolks. There were 12 of them, so now we have 7 layers and 12 egg yolks. This is getting to be very Kabbalistic here. I'm using soy milk because I am making a parve 7-layer cake. Of course, to make it dairy, it's all that much better, but we're making it parve today. So that was eggs, soy milk, vanilla, salt, all going into this mixing bowl again. And I am going to use my paddle and mix until blended. Take it off. And I brought out my big mixing bowl. Put the egg mixture in there. And then I'm going to add my egg whites to my egg yolks. And I'm going to fold those in. So folding is lifting over and under. And I'm using a spatula that sort of has a little bit of a spoon sort of shape, so I can lift those egg yolks into the egg whites. I don't want to stir this. I don't want to break down all those whites. Notice I kind of spin my bowl as I go, and I just keep folding. If you watch the handle of my spatula, I'm bringing it up and I'm rolling it under. And I'm kind of wiping from the outside of the bowl. I'm not reaching into the middle. I'm folding from the outside in. And that's looking pretty smooth. I think I'm going to stop there. All right, now we're going to sift our flour over that. I'm going to just start with half. Get all the lumps out of there. And again, I'm going to fold. I'm not beating, I'm folding. And you'll know when you're done when the flour is incorporated. See, the flour just sort of cracks on top, but eventually it'll all get mixed in. And that's our batter. So you look at, my spoon stands up. It's very light. Let me tidy up here, and then we'll get our layers going. They cook very quickly, in and out, so we have to be organized. I have 4 of these pans. I don't have 7 here, so we'll live. I'm going to put a dollop of the batter onto the pan to hold that parchment in place. Otherwise, especially in the convection oven, which I am using, that parchment will flip up. So while I'm at it, just dab some on there. I'm hoping that I have enough batter for 7. I'm going to measure out about a cup. Now, every time I touch this, I risk breaking down the bubbles, so I'm going to be very gentle. I thought I had a large portion scoop, but I don't. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take about a 1/4 cup more. And using my offset spatula, what's an offset spatula? It's the one that has the bend in the handle. If I was using a flat one, it's hard to angle in. So I'm using this one because look, it fits in the pan. And I am pushing very delicately, This is really one of those romantic kind of situations where I am gently pushing that cake batter just to the edge of that circle. Now, I realized I didn't spray this paper, so let's hope that comes off. I'm going to spray the next ones. We're talking about very thin layers here. There. You have one nice round disc. It's not thick at all. It's thin. I'm inside my lines. I'm actually going to pop this into the oven. It only takes a few minutes to bake. So I think you're getting the drift here. We just do it until we have 7. And by the time I need more pans, those will be out of the oven. Guess what I'm going to remember to do. So yes, you can see I'm already trying to do more than one at a time now. What I am going to use is a wire rack to cool that on. I am going to put a little cooking spray on there. Now, to make the 7-layer cake, you need chocolate buttercream frosting and you need some chocolate ganache. We have already made those two things, separate videos, otherwise this would be mini series. So you'll need to check those recipes out and video. Okay, this is the one that should be ready. Okay, it's lightly brown, but it is firm to the touch and it's springing back. So that's done. I don't want any more than that. Take this one out. I'm going to set it on my rack for 1 second. I'm going to reach, grab this one, put it back in. I loaded to the middle, the bottom, and then the top. Let's see how this guy's doing. It's close. I'm going to give that just a minute more. My finger indentation sort of stays. Okay, a minute more. This smells so good. Hint of vanilla. So what am I going to do with this? I'm going to, taking it off, and I am going to go flip. And then I'm gently peeling that layer off the paper. This is beautiful. It looks like a sponge. Okay. Springs back. It's beautiful. Nice and light. Spray helps. You remember that one where I sprayed it on afterwards? Now you can see, definitely helps to spray. Okay, so I have the last few layers in the oven. These are already pretty cool enough to work with. Now, you see the pencil line down here? Well, obviously we don't want people to eat pencil lines. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my Parv kitchen shears and I am cutting the line off. Now, that not only makes it so that people don't eat the ink, but now I'm going to have perfect circles when I stack them. And that's going to give me a nice, clean, round edge. So, I have now a nice round disc. I'm going to set that aside, and then pretty soon we'll have all 7